So welcome back to Deathbattle Prediction, and obviously Red Hood versus Winter Soldier just aired. Great fight. Great, it was awesome to watch. I really dig it when it's only the second time I've done live action, but I really dig it when they're able to get live action on there. It's clear, you can also kind of get an idea of when they're going to do it, because it's not going to be a group of characters that have extravagant abilities. It's not going to be like a Goku versus Superman kind of fight done in live action. It's going to be, grounded hand-to-hand fighters probably most of the time. You might get someone who's got some sort of special ability, but otherwise it was a great fight. Sadly, I did not call the winner correctly, but honestly, this is one of those fights that pairings that I wasn't going to complain if the other guy lost or if the other guy won. Sorry. It was just one of those, like, okay, these guys were so close in my opinion that, whoever won, whoever lost, I was going to be happy either way, as long as it was a good fight and it was an awesome fight. And by the way, the outfits look great. Like, if I could cosplay that Red Hood outfit, I would cosplay that in a heartbeat. But no, and then they announced, obviously, the next match, which is Venom versus Crona from Soul Eater. Now, I've read and watched a lot of shonen in my day. Obviously, no, I do Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, I do all those things. Soul Eater was one I never got into, mostly because I didn't even know it existed when it started up. But yeah, it's not one I was familiar with. So I had to look into who Crona is. And apparently, I guess the reason that they are being lumped together or being paired against each other is because Crona has an ability, I believe, called Black Blood, which basically allows the Crona to more or less manipulate their blood. And I say their blood because apparently Crona's gender or sex is actually ambiguous. It's never actually stated what sexual orientation. I don't mean like homosexual, whatever. I mean like sexual identity, gender identity. Crona is. The character does use he a lot, but Crona is neutral. So whatever. Anyway, his ability apparently is Black Blood, which allows him to a powerful modified substance in which the blood within his body is black, and he's able to manipulate it. And it gives him allows him certain abilities through that. It's also basically allows Crona to be unable to feel fear and deny both their own soul and opponent's soul. It gives birth to a more erratic nature and fighting style. Here's the thing about Crona right off the bat, is that Crona, when I was looking it up, because I brought it up here, that's why I was able to read that verbatim. Crona has a lot of ability. Apparently he's the son of Medusa, or the child, I should say, the child of Medusa. Witch Medusa, Gorgon, whatever. And it has a lot of abilities. Ultimate Weaponizer type, because he fused with, because I keep saying he, but because they fused with their weapon. So that makes they can control their own soul wavelength. That I never quite understood. If I watched the series, so let's just see. A wavelength control is an ability to related to wavelength. Okay, what the hell is a wavelength? Because obviously, if it has anything to do with the opponent, if the opponent has a soul wavelength, that might be something that could be a weakness to Venom. It's part of the soul. Stop moving. It's part of It is part of the soul, which is invisible to both the naked eye and the soul's perception visually, though it can be sensed. Its representation is often used like cogs in a machine due to the importance of all Miser's weapons. It is basically, it's like the rhythm of one's soul, more or less. Okay, great. Whoop-de-doo. If you can make any sort of sound, that'll be a weakness to Venom. Good for it. A demon capable of creating swords, a demon sword master, Kenjutsu, 3-sword style. Ragnarok is a weapon that he's bonded to. He has a special transformation which can turn him into a real black dragon, as it's called. He also has special forms called Thorn, which allows him to utilize these thorns in a similar manner to Medusa's Vector Arrow. Fusion with Azura. Of course, this one I don't know if he'd be having access to, given the fact he'd need outside help from someone named Azura. Using the Black ability, capable of absorbing Azura into his body. Yeah, I don't know if we could use that. What weapon partner? Black Sword, partner with Ragnik Urok. There's a lot of, and apparently equipment also. He's got a lot of, including Kishin. This character's got a lot that he delivers. So at very minimum, this character's got a lot more variety than Venom really. Venom isn't like completely like one shot. It's not just Venom. Hey, I've got Spider-Man's powers enhanced, so I can do webbing, except it's oozy, and I got super strength and wall crawling, all that. Venom also can shapeshift. He's got a healing factor. He is severely weak to fire and sound. Although compared to Carnage, if I'm not mistaken, Carnage is actually weaker to fire than he is sound, and Venom's weaker to sound than he is fire. It was like a weird trade-off with the Carnage when he was birthed. So this is a weird one because it's a character with Venom who I know pretty well, and Crona who I only have the information I have available to me. So, and my fingers are just cold for some reason. So I will say this from what we know, I just don't know much of the feats of of Soul Eater to really give a real informed opinion. So I'll have to do the best I can with what I have here. While he does, well, I keep saying he. While Crona doesn't seem to have any real way of using the weaknesses of Venom against Venom. Like, the character doesn't seem to have much of ability of using fire per se, or let me see here. 1 second. Okay, Screech. Oh yeah, he's also got list of special moves. Screech Black Sword Alpha. Oh god, Screech Alpha. A technique throws a disfigured face like projectile, capable of firing both, but that's not fire from what we can tell. It's like some sort of energy. God almighty, this person's got a lot of techniques. Crap. Okay, he also has weaknesses though. Much of this character's special abilities and powers are dependent on their black blood, which is vulnerable to wavelength control related attacks. Okay, so that's not going to matter. Such technique can not only penetrate the black blood's defense for internal damage, also temporarily shut down this character's control over black blood. Those granted with immense physical strength, such as Giriko, also have proven proficient enough to have cracked and broken through the black blood. See, let me see how strong Giriko is real quick, or get an idea, because that's something that could be in Venom's favor right there, because Venom is extremely strong. Venom is he's much stronger than Spider-Man, and he has a lot of super strength. So, I mean, he's not like a Hulk or Juggernaut per se, but he is still immensely strong. So, let's see here. Hand-to-hand, super strength. Okay, enhanced strength. Direct power in his female form, in her female form, able to utterly trounce Makai with both saw and versions of the saw. She also demonstrated enough strength to lift Maka with one arm. Okay, what is Maka? I have to go through. I'm going through a lot of these to try to figure it out. Either way, it's a character with a lot of super strength. Could get through Crona's defenses in black blood. So that's something that Venom does have in its arsenal. Let's see. Attacks originating from the I hate when things move and I don't want them to move. Okay. Originating from anti-demon wavelength are also... Well, okay, we don't have anything from that. However, Crona's own strength would later eliminate this weakness. Due to the power of Madness Fusion, Crona can use the black blood to absorb individuals. Should they prove more powerful, however... Crona can lose being the dominant Fusey and be promptly replaced. This proved true when he absorbed Azura and he easily dominated our Fusion instead of being absorbed into him. So, because he can clearly absorb others into him, the question will be, because that's probably what the fight's ultimately going to come down to, is Venom strong enough to overpower Crona and be the dominant individual in the Fusion? Probably, because I don't know, but that's the question to me, that is the question to be raised. Is it a question of willpower overpowering his will, or Crona's will, or is it a question of actual legitimate power, energy, all that, and that's just something Crona can't take? If it comes down to will, then yeah, I'll say Venom probably, because Venom's whole goal is it's a symbiote. It's designed to bond with things. So I think that because of the nature of Venom, it would just so very easily counteract that. But if it's about actual energy, then no, Venom would probably win. So, but if again, this looks like it's going to come. If Venom wins this fight, it's going to come down to the fact that Venom is physically stronger than Crona, and physically strong enough to get through his Crona's attacks. I keep saying he. Trying to be fair because I know it's a gender neutral character. But also the fact that because Venom is a symbiote, if you try to absorb him, that's just really kind of what Venom would prefer to do. So, Venom is a symbiote. It's designed to bond with you. So, I will tentatively say Venom. This is one, again, similar to the last one. This is one where I have no issue being wrong in this because I just don't know how Crona really stacks up. It's the idea of, I bring it up occasionally when I talk about who would wins. It's the idea of taking two characters from two completely separate universes and putting them against each other. These characters scale differently outside of their own universes. That's the thing. You take a character from Marvel, like Venom, and put him into an anime, he's going to scale completely different than he does in his own universe. Maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. Same can be said for Crona. Throw him into the Marvel universe, going to scale completely different than what he does when that character does within Soul Eater. So, yeah, it's a toss-up for me. I'm going to say Venom. Venom's going to be my answer. And that's mostly because I know enough about Venom to be a lot more confident in Venom. I have to go everything I'm looking at here for this character, Crona, and who's got, admittedly, tons of stuff. So, but again, versatility doesn't always trump power. It doesn't, unfortunately. So, I'm going to go Venom, but I am more than willing to be wrong on this one. I don't know. What do you think? Put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. The ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything you do in the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. By the way, you'll notice I couldn't find a thumbnail to use for this. I had to make one. I think this is a pretty oddball matchup that doesn't get. I mean, it's clearly been suggested because that's how they take their suggestions. It's how I take my suggestions. But I couldn't find like a really good thumbnail to use. Obviously, I would have put the name of the person who did it in the credits in the description. Either way, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell if you want notifications. I'll be back with both a who would win and a review later.